Good afternoon and welcome inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Thank you for tuning in on Tewksbury TV. My name is Andrew Delapiano alongside Vince Allo. It's a new year, 2022, and we open it with a Merrimack Valley Conference girls basketball matchup as the Tewksbury Redmen host the Methuen Rangers.
Yep, short drive right down 495, and here we are for our first contest together here in the new year. So to you and yours, Happy New Year. Jason across the way, Happy New Year. Looking forward to this matchup. It's kind of a homecoming of sorts for me. When I moved down from Vermont in 07, I lived in Methuen up until 2019. Then I bought a home here in Tewksbury. So I have a little bit of a soft spot for obviously both ball clubs and both communities here tonight. But I'm looking forward to this ball game here. Actually, first game for Methuen in quite some time, Andrew.
I was about to say, their last game being on December 21st. They were supposed to play in the Commonwealth Christmas Classic tournament, but ultimately got canceled due to COVID concerns around the teams they were about to play. So some time off for the Rangers. It's their first game since December 21st, in which they lost to Drake 72-21. The Redmen coming into this one 2-2 record after a split in the Romano Christmas tournament. And as for the Methuen Rangers, just 2 games so far played this season with a 1-1 record. Sam Ryan and Kat Delap about to get things underway between the Redmen and the Rangers, and this ball game is underway. Ball starts on the floor. Number 11, Katie Palomino, has first possession of the night for the Redmen.
How ironic. 6 seconds into the ball game, Palomino's on the floor getting the loose ball.
Palomino had a strong outing in the Christmas tournament for the Redmen. We're able to keep them inside that Chelmsford game as they fell to the Lions 41-35. Here's Maddie Stovesand back in the lineup after missing some times with some COVID tests. 5 seconds left in the shot clock for the Redmen. It's going to stay with the Redmen, 2 seconds left.
Aggressive man-to-man defense being put out there early on by the Methuen Rangers with 2 on the shot clock.
Pitcher will be the inbounder. Stovesand's going to throw it up. Wasn't able to get it off, and it's a shot clock violation. Shot clock violation, Methuen ball.
And the Redmen picking up some full court pressure. Wentworth leading the charge out there at the point defensively against that Ranger offense.
They quickly escape it on a quick uplet pass to Deanna Santiago, who lays it in. Kaylin Tierney
just threw it over the top of that full court defense. Found Santiago on the left side. I believe she's left-handed too, so it was on her strong side to lay it in.
We got a foul early against the Rangers. Methuen fouls number 5, Kat Delap, her first personal foul, first team foul. To the sophomore, Deanna Santiago, with the first 2 of the night for the Rangers. Just a minute played in this first quarter, 2-0 Rangers. Wentworth, call for the travel. Traveling violation, Methuen ball.
Pretty aggressive matchup defense there by the Rangers. 2 turnovers on the first 2 possessions for the Redmen.
Something that we talked with Joel McNault after the Christmas tournament was he wanted to limit turnovers in that game against Chelmsford. Redmen weren't able to do so, had a 6-point loss in that championship game, hoping to clean up things tonight, but 2 early turnovers, not what he wanted to see from his team early. The Rangers have the opening bucket. 6:35 remaining in the first quarter. Stovesand works the pick and roll. Battle for the board. It'll go to the hands of the Rangers.
And that was a textbook pick and roll. Stovesand and Palomino in the left corner. Beautifully executed, just hit the back of the iron. But Stovesand was there on the putback, just couldn't get control of it, went out of bounds. And a minute and a half into the ball game, it's 2-0 Methuen.
As we saw a little bit earlier, Maddie Stovesand missing both games in the Christmas tournament due to a positive COVID test that forced her out for 10 days. Good to have her back in the lineup, and there she is right on cue making the steal. Pitcher will work the baseline, able to get the pass off to Palomino. Palomino into the teeth of the defense, is too strong. And then Palomino gets her hand in. Redmen nearly forced it the other way.
Yeah, when you break down the exterior part of that Ranger defense and get into the interior, you got to deal with the likes of Samantha File, number 12, clogging things up in the middle. She's done it on a couple of occasions early on.
A lot of tall youngsters in the middle there for the Rangers. Santiago and File, just sophomores for the Rangers. The 3 from File is too strong, out of bounds. Out of bounds, Redmen ball. Points being a little bit hard to come by here in the opening 2 minutes. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. The only bucket of this first quarter coming from Santiago. Backdoor pass off the fingertips of pitcher. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
Great idea by Palomino. Had pitcher on the backdoor cut open. Looking like Dak Prescott, just threw it just a little bit too high for another turnover against the Redmen.
Rangers trying to extend the lead. Here's a three from Brooke Tardugno. Pulled down on the rebound by Sam Ryan, who had a strong outing in the Christmas Tournament Championship. Recorded double-doubles in 2 of the first 3 games of the year for the Redmen. Rangers force the Redmen to the perimeter. Pitcher is short on the 3, but the offensive board finds Stovsand. Fresh 30 for the Redmen. 3 minutes into the first, 2-0 Methuen. Ryan will take a 3 from the wing. Offensive board again, this time for Wentworth. Redmen move the ball around the perimeter. Good defense by Tardugno blocking off of Palomino. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And a double dribble against the Redmen. Double dribble violation, Methuen ball.
Great job of hustling as Lavarnia gets checks into the ball game for the Redmen. 3 looks and 3 opportunities at the offensive end for Tewksbury, just unable to convert, and they turn the ball over once again here. More turnovers than points have been scored in this ball game so far.
You got to credit the good defense, though. Methuen able to keep the Redmen to the perimeter. Not one of their better strong suits is shooting from the outside. Tardugno, who's been able to latch on for Palomino here in the opening first half of this first quarter. The lead remains 2-0 for the Rangers on the road. Kaylin Tierney, great defense on Lavarnia, forces her to travel. Traveling violation, Methuen ball.
Well, without afraid to run the risk of sounding redundant, but in the dictionary, it's under redundant, it says see redundant. And we're being redundant here, if I may. Another turnover against the Redmen. They need to get things ironed out at the offensive end.
Kaylin Tierney at the other end gets a friendly bounce. Kaylin Tierney. So 2 buckets, has 4 points for the Rangers, and that being the only points of this first quarter. And the foul will go against Tierney. Ranger fouls on number 3, Kaylin Tierney, her first personal foul, second team foul. And a backcourt on the Redmen, another turnover here in this first quarter. Backcourt violation, Methuen ball.
In instance like that, you want to let the ball go into the backcourt and then maintain possession. But as soon as you touch it in the forecourt and slide into the backcourt, that is your backcourt violation. Another turnover against the Redmen.
File, part of the bucket, tried to go high glass, but a good interior defense by Sam Ryan. Redmen still looking for their first bucket of the night. 3:30 left in this first quarter. The Rangers defense been all over the Redmen here in this first quarter. Lavarnia with 12 on the shot clock. We'll switch the court. Illegal screen goes against Stovsand. Illegal screen on number 34, Maddie Stovsand, her first personal foul, first team foul.
Just swarming perimeter defense by the Rangers here in this first period. Really not allowing the Redmen to get anything established offensively. No rhythm, no play. It's just been a harassing defense on the perimeter thus
They get
far.
a play open. Tierney hits the back iron. Ball pinballs around a few Redmen feet. Stays loose in the fall, on the floor, I should say, and Ryan and Tierney tied up. Jump ball.
Short of a first down.
Possession.
But I tell you what, you like to see that hustle already in this ball game from the jump. Actually, it began with Palomino getting the loose ball right after the jump ball to start the ball game, and many players hitting the court here at the Romano, diving for the loose ball. You'd love to see that.
It's been the hustle here in the first quarter that's contained the Redmen to 0 points so far. Tierney with 2 points in this first quarter. Rebound tips off the hands of Stovsand, just going to want that one back. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
.243 left in this first period. It's a 4-0 Methuen lead. you got to look at the bright side here, Andrew. It's only 4-0, so get a stop and look the other way.
File the turnaround baby hook. Samantha File. 6-0 Ranger lead, 2:30 to go in this first quarter. Palomino working with the left. Tierney stays tight on defense. Stovsand has the first three of the night. Maddie Stovsand for three.
Massive three-pointer here just in this first period. That's exactly what the Redmen needed just to get into the scoring column here and cut that lead in half.
Something that Stovsand's not too familiar with is stepping from behind the arc, but she knocks down the three for the first points of the night for the Redmen. And here she is on defense, tying the ball up. Jump ball. Redmen take possession. Vince, you think they missed the presence of number 34 out there?
Yeah, just a little bit. And she's able to step back, as we just saw in that previous Redmen possession, as they now face the full court press, and it results in a turnover.
File the steal. Tardugno off the glass. Brooke Tardugno. A delay game warning going against Methuen there for knocking the ball more towards out of bounds. Redmen escaping the full court press. Stovsand will drop it off. Catanzano is short on the three. Veets tried to keep it alive, wasn't able to. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
And the way that the Redmen broke that Ranger full court press is exactly what you want to do. You want to get it to the middle of the floor and look to either side. So that's what they did. They broke the press effectively, got a good look, but just couldn't convert.
8-3 Methuen with 90 seconds remaining in the opening frame.
Redmen now switch up to a zone defense.
File goes into the teeth of the defense, is fouled. She'll shoot two. Redmen fouls on number 33, Riley Veets, her first personal foul, second team foul. Samantha File will be at the line with two shots. File no good on the first.
It's got to be a heartbreaker for Tewksbury coach Joel McNall, because you switch to that zone defense, and that requires that you slide your feet and cut off any lanes, passing or dribbling, and the end result was a reach-in foul on the inside.
Foul knocks down the back end of the two. It's a 6-point ball game. Redmen have not been sharp here in this first quarter, only resulting in 3 points. Another steal by Methuen, and it's an easy two for File. Samantha File.
File with 5 here in this first period for the Rangers.
It's another steal in the backcourt, and it results in another two. Brooke Tardugno. Timeout, Redmen. Some sloppy play by the Tewksbury Redmen leads to easy buckets for the Methuen Rangers, and it's a 10-point lead with 1:05 left in the first quarter. You're watching girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. We'll step aside and be right back. Hello and welcome back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. I'm Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo here on Tewksbury TV. 1:05 remaining in this first period of play. The Rangers 13-3 advantage over the Tewksbury Redmen. Vince, it's been the sloppy play of the Redmen that the Methuen Rangers have been able to take advantage of.
Yep, and the Rangers full court defense has wreaked havoc here in this first period already.
Veets, three is too strong. Tipped around the rebound for Santiago, who wants to push. Should go right at Lavarnia, who knocks it out of bounds. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
Coach Middlemiss for Methuen opted to go with that full court pressure to try to spur his offensive output on, and it certainly paid dividends.
Tardugno working around a few screens. 35 seconds left in the first. 8 left in the shot clock. Good pass inside. Ella Barron will kick it out. Tierney's got to throw it up. Doesn't hit the rim, a shot clock. Shot clock violation, Redmond ball.
And Ella Barron had a wide open layup and opted to kick it out to the corner to the far side and the left for Tierney as the shot clock was winding down.
Might have been a situation where she was too open and didn't really even realize it. shot clock is dead. Tardugno staying tight on Palomino, and she's called for a reach-in. Methuen fouls on number 1, Brooke Tardugno. Her first personal foul, third team foul. Redmond will look to hold for the final shot of this first quarter with only 3 points on the board. Lavarnia will take the open space, a pull-up jumper. Wasn't able to go off the bank. 2 seconds left. The Rangers are just going to hold it, and that's the end of the opening period. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score of the Methuen Rangers 13 and the Tewksbury Redmen 3. So the Redmen only able to muster 3 points in the opening 8 minutes of play. They trailed the Methuen Rangers by 10 here in this Merrimack Valley Conference girls basketball matchup. We'll be right back on Tewksbury TV. We're about to enter the second quarter of play here in the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV. I'm Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo. A 10-point Ranger lead going into the second period of play. The defense being the focal point for the Rangers in that opening period.
Yeah, we saw a lot of different looks defensively for Methuen tonight. Man-to-man falling back in the half court. They switched to some zone a little bit, a zone full court press, man-to-man press. It's really caused a lot of issues for Tewksbury in that first period.
Rangers first possession here in the second quarter. A lot of momentum in this ball game, but a travel goes against Tierney. Traveling violation, Redmond ball.
Really the first time defensively that the entire unit for the Redmen was sliding their feet and shutting down any passing lanes. And the end result, we saw it here several times in the first period. First possession for Methuen. Result is a turnover, so that's exactly what you like to see.
So the Redmen will roll out the floor with Catanzano, Lavarnia, Emily Pitcher, Stovsan, and Viets. The freshman number 21, Emily Pitcher, getting in the ball game for the Redmen. Viets with the ball fake.
Foul on the perimeter. I believe it's on Ella Barron.
It is. Ranger fouls on number 14, Ella Barron, her first personal foul, fourth team foul. First of the night for Barron. 4 team fouls for the Rangers. They try to go to Stovsan. It's stolen away. Quick uplet. Tierney with an open lane is hit hard by Riley Viets for the foul.
That's going to be the second on Viets.
Redmond fouls on number 33, Riley Viets, her second personal foul, third team foul. Viets will head to the bench with 2 fouls. Sam Ryan will check in for her. Quick inside pass, foul, and she's fouled. Redmond fouls on number 34, Maddie Stovsan, her second personal foul, fourth team foul. Samantha File will be at the line with 2 shots.
File 1 of 2 from the line in the first period, had 5 after 1.
Knocks down the first. Coach McNulty's going to elect to keep Stovsan in the ball game with 2 fouls. It's a 14-3 lead for the Rangers, 40 seconds into the second quarter. File knocks down both at the charity stripe. Both teams trying to get out of the 500 mark right now. Methuen at 1-1 while the Redmen are at 2-2. Catanzano splits the defense, fouled on the way there.
First on Chantel Chirwa.
Methuen fouls on number 4, Chantel Chirwa, her first personal foul, 15th foul. Throw it over the head of Sam Ryan, and they'll reset with Lavarnia. Emily Pitcher for 3. Rebound for Chirwa. Tierney smartly pulls up and draws the foul on Catanzano. Redmond fouls on number 22, Victoria Catanzano. Her first personal foul, 15th foul. We kind of saw Caitlin Tierney there, did the old Chris Paul, where you kind of stop right on your man, draw him from a foul from behind, and get a free one. 15-3, the advantage for Methuen. Sam Ryan gets her hand in the passing lane. Lavarnia, the quick give and go. Emily Pitcher, the offensive board. The only three of this ball game for the Redmen comes from the hands of Maddie Stovsand back in the first quarter. Other than that, it's been a tough showing on offense for the home team. Stovsand tries again. Pitcher tried to knock it off File. The referees will talk things over here with Ryan Middlemiss in the middle of it.
I think they're going to opt to the held ball to determine.
And they will.
We Redmen basketball on the sideline down below us to our left.
So they'll go with the possession arrow, and who will go with, they'll stay with the Redmen, and it's knocked out. Out of bounds, Redmen ball. .6:22 left in the first half. Sam Ryan, straight away for three, knocks it down. Sam Ryan for three.
Tewksbury needed that one badly. Right off the inbounds, took the step back, knocked it down with the left hand from three-point country.
All the Redmen points have come from behind the arc in this ball game. 15-6 Ranger lead. They kick it out. Tierney trying to answer with a three. Offensive board for Methuen, but Churwa was out of bounds. Out of bounds, Redmen ball. Some substitutions in for the Rangers, and Coach McNaught wants to talk it over. Timeout, Redmen. We'll stick with you here, 5:49 remaining in the second quarter. A three ball by Sam Ryan has the lead down to single digits.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Redmen needed coming off that out of bounds play. You know, I've just been impressed with this Ranger defense. They've really swarming on the perimeter, and what that accomplishes a number of things. But first and foremost, it doesn't allow the Redmen to get anything rhythm-wise going at the offensive end. They start throwing the ball all over the Romano here, and then when they do get settled, they look at the shot clock. It's down to 3, 2, 1, and they have to do a heave from the perimeter. So if the Redmen can solve that swarming Ranger defense and continue to go inside outside, they got the ability to climb back into this ball game. It's still only a 9-point game. They have the basketball, the Redmen do, and there's still plenty of time in this first half with 5:49 left.
One of the Redmen's bread and butter is that pick and roll they usually work with Palomino and Stovsand. Just hasn't been able to been there tonight. As you said, Vince, the Rangers have been swarming on defense, only allowing 6 points on the board, none of them coming from inside the arc.
Let's see what Tewksbury does coming out of this timeout. Good timeout, by the way, by McNaught, just to calm his team down, realizing that, you know, this is important. This is an important possession here. If they can come out of here with some points, start to establish some sort of offensive rhythm, like I said a moment ago, they can start to climb into this ball game.
Both teams under first-year head coaches. Ryan Middlemiss for the Rangers, Joel McNaught for the Redmen. The Rangers once again bringing the full court press, and the Redmen get over the timeline. And try to work the pick and roll with Stovsand. She's able to step out for three. Here come the Rangers on offense, leading by 9. Redmen in the 2-3 zone. Able to switch nicely on defense. Palomino nearly got the steal. Santiago for 3. Rebound for Stovsand. 5 minutes left in this first half. Turnover by the Redmen. Some miscommunication between Lavarnia and Catanzano. Rangers working around the perimeter. Palomino in the passing lane for the steal. Lost it at her feet. Is tied up on the floor. No whistle comes in yet, and it's a steal for the Rangers. Stovsand with a great read. Misses the layup. Lavarnia begging for the basketball at the top of the key and is rewarded. Vicky Lavarnia for three.
Third three-pointer from the ball for the Redmen here in this first half. All 9 are coming from behind the three-point line. And you're right, Lavarnia was screaming for the basketball. Took it in stride, knocked it down.
Turnover for the Redmen at the other end. They want to push it the other way with numbers. Catanzano with a defender on her back, throws it up. Victoria Catanzano. Timeout, Methuen. A nice little run here for the Tewksbury Redmen after the Mignault timeout. It forces a timeout by Ryan Middlemiss. Now it's a ball game, only a 4-point lead for the visiting Rangers with under halfway to go in this second quarter. We'll be right back as we'll step aside. Welcome back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. You're watching Merrimack Valley Conference Girls Basketball on Tewksbury TV. My name's Aaron Trudell, piano alongside Vince Allo. Vince, now we got ourselves a ball game. Defense turning into offense being the story here in the first half for both teams.
Absolutely. Active hands at the defensive end by the Redmen has really turned things around in the ball game. It's an 8-0 run right now for Tewksbury.
And it's been that 2-3 zone that's worked so far, and put it by Coach Mignault after a key timeout. Tierney is open in the corner for 3, and she's fouled. She'll get 3 at the line. Redmond fouls number 3, Victoria Lavarnia, her first personal foul, 6th foul. Well, Caitlin Tierney will be at the line with 3 shots.
3s all around, so number 3 is shooting 3. Foul is on number 3. Figure that one out.
Tierney good on the first.
That Tierney free throw for the moment stops that 8-0 run for the Redmen. And you're right, Andrew, coming out of the timeout, it's defense. Defense means so much in the game of in any sport. It really gives the momentum back to your offensive side as now Tierney 2 for 2 has the third one coming.
We've talked about how prolific the Methuen Rangers defense has been tonight as Tierney knocks down all 3 at the line. But when you're able to work the defense and the offense, and the defense isn't able to get set up at the other end, it can lead to some easy points, and that's what the Redmen have done here on this little run. Methuen fouls number 12, Samantha File, her first personal foul, 16 foul.
Methuen with 5 points here in this second period on 5 for 5 shooting at the free throw line.
It was a problem for them in their loss against the Drake Middies a few weeks ago when they shot 33% from the line in that loss. Trying to come back from that defeat of 51 points. Stovsand with the steal in the front court. And then Palomino gets tied up with Tardugno in a jump ball. Jump ball. Methuen takes possession. .310 remaining in this second quarter. Methuen leading 18-11.
Redmond back in that man-to-man defense now. Let's see if that switches things up.
Tierney off the screen with some acceleration. She's blocked on the interior, but gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. A shot by the tall D-Lap is off. Lavarnia picks up her dribble. Dribble handoff for Lavarnia halfway through the possession. Palomino try to find an open lane, kicks it out, and it's intercepted by Tierney. 2:20 left in the first half. Tierney is open in the corner, she'll take it. Pulled down in traffic by Ryan. Palomino goes with the left. Great defense by Tierney, and then able to knock it out on the Redmen.
Outstanding job by Tierney. Getting the block shot before it went out of bounds. She grabbed possession and hit it off of Lavarnia for Tewksbury, and the Rangers maintained possession.
See that knee brace she's wearing on her left knee. Cool little story I learned about her back in 2019-2020. She tore her left Achilles. as a sophomore, so it's great to see her back out on the floor producing for the Rangers. Stovsan all alone with Tardugno hustling back. And some great defense by Tardugno forces the miss. Santiago tightly guarded by Lavarnia on the perimeter. Barron tried to force it to the inside. And Stovsan fouled from a Ranger. Methuen fouls number 3, Caitlin Tierney, her second personal foul, team limit. The Redmen are now in a 1-on-1 bonus. Maddie Stovsan will be at the line with a 1-on-1.
Stovsan had that three-pointer back early in the ball game to put Tewksbury on the board. First free throw opportunities now of the ball game in this first half for Tewksbury.
It's back iron on the free throw, tied up by Lavarnia, and he'll stay with the Redmen. Jump ball, Redmen take possession.
That's the price you pay when you get the rebound and you bring it down, waist level. It allows the opponent to reach in there and tie you up. That's exactly what Tewksbury did.
Minute 29 left in the second quarter. Rangers clinging to a 7-point lead, and now it's a 4-point lead. Victoria Lavarnia for 3.
Her second three-pointer of this second period. Closest the Redmen have been in quite some time as we get close to halftime.
2-possession ball game now. Tardugno throws it away. Lavarnia, who just made the 3. We'll wait for reinforcements on offense. Palomino will step into a 2, is short.
Going to be a foul on Wentworth. That'll put the Redmen over the limit.
Redmen fouls on number 25, Christina Wentworth, her first personal foul, team limit. Methuen is now in a 1-on-1 bonus.
Just a game of swings here in this first half, Andrew, and it's all started at the defensive end. Methuen raced out to that big lead, 13-3 after 1, led by their defense.
Here comes
the Redmen using their defense to put themselves back in the ball game. It's only 4 at this point.
Foul knocks down the first, earns herself a second.
She's got 8 points in the ball game.
File will stay with 8 after the missed free throw. Redmond basketball. Out of bounds, Redmond ball. So Vince, the phrase stays true, defense wins championships. And another steal from Methuen. Tierney getting around one layer of defense and lays it in. Caitlin Tierney.
That's the first field goal in this second period for the Methuen Rangers, after scoring 6 from the free throw line.
We're down to 35 left in the half. Methuen up by 7. Tried to force it inside of Stovsan, and File is in the passing lane. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
Rangers can hold for 1, 27.2 left in this first half, and just when they needed it, Coach Middlemiss turned things up a little bit defensively, intensity-wise, and they got the turnover.
Key for the Redmen not to foul on this possession, as though it will send the Rangers back to the line. Tardugno with 10 on the clock. Able to split through Palomino and then lost the ball on the way through.
That's huge. A turnover and a foul in the backcourt. The Redmen can put points on the board without the clock moving here in this second period.
Methuen fouls on number 1, Brooke Tardugno, her second personal foul, team limit. Christina Wentworth will be at the line with a 1-on-1. A friendly bounce for Wentworth. Gets a second free throw.
The iron kind here tonight on a brisk Tuesday in Tewksbury.
Wentworth short on the second. Rebound for File. She'll just keep it in her hands, and that'll do it for the first half. And that's the end of the first half with the score of the Methuen Rangers 21 and the Tewksbury Redmen 15. So after 16 minutes down here at the Romano Gymnasium, the Rangers will take a 6-point lead into the locker room here in this Merrimack Valley Conference girls basketball matchup. We'll take a short halftime break and then be right back on Tewksbury TV for the second half. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV. Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo. 16 minutes down, 16 minutes ago here in this Merrimack Valley Conference girls basketball matchup. The Methuen Rangers leading by 6 over the Tewksbury Redmen.
Yeah, after they outscored the Redmen 13-3 after 1, the Redmen bounced back midway through that second period, started to ramp things up offensively, and ended up outscoring the Rangers by a score of 12-8 in that second frame. So offensively for the Redmen, 6 points for Lavarnia, both of those on 3-pointers in the second period. Ryan with a 3-pointer, Catazzano with 2, Wentworth with 1 from the free throw line, and Maddie Stavazano with 3. That was the first 3-pointer of the ball game back in the first period. Vietz and Stavazano each with 2 personal fouls for the Redmen in the first half. For the Rangers, Tardungo with 4, all in the first period. They were led by 8 from Samantha File, 7 from Tierney, and 2 from Santiago, the first 2 of the ball game. Foul-wise, Tardungo and Tierney with 2 fouls each for Methuen.
Methuen largest lead in that first half was 12. The Redmen were able to cut it down to 4. Now a late bucket in that first half has the Rangers up by 6 here as we enter the third period. Redmen open the quarter with the basketball, trying to cut into that lead. Some miscommunication between the senior captain's pitcher and Stovsan. Out of bounds, Methuen ball. And something that the Redmen didn't want to do right out of the halftime break is turn the ball over.
You got it.
Defense being the theme in that first half for either team, as both teams went on some runs where their defense fueled their offense. Tardugno hits the top of the backboard, out of bounds. Out of bounds, Redmen ball.
Yeah, if you're working it on the perimeter and you've got your teammate wide open in the corner and you throw it at their feet, you really can't fault the shooter on that particular occasion. So let's see what the Redmen do off of the turnover, the Rangers in that full court defense.
Wentworth able to keep it in, but she throws it away. Tierney with the open lane, and she'll lay it in with an easy 2. Caitlin Tierney. Ryan keeps that one in, but this one was also thrown away. Mark it up as another turnover here to start the third quarter for the Redmen. And Tardugno goes right into Wentworth as we tie it up. Jump ball. Methuen 6 possession.
Well, the late, great Yogi Berra once said, it's deja vu all over again, and we're witnessing that. That's exactly how the game started, with a quick bucket for the Rangers and a turnover. We're seeing it here in this third period. Quick bucket off the turnover from Tierney, and back the other way at the offensive end. The Redmen continue to struggle facing that Ranger defense, and more turnovers as the officials now will huddle. Can't really, I don't recall what may have been the issue here.
So it was Tardugno and Wentworth kind of running into each other, where Tardugno went into the arms of Wentworth, who tied her up, and then the referee with the signal for the jump ball. I think they're trying to figure out whose possession this might be.
Yeah, exactly. For the record, Andrew Delapiana does have the challenge flag in hand, ready to throw it down onto the Romano.
I am, as well as Coach McNault's about to as well. So this should be Methuen basketball. The Redmen had first possession to begin the third quarter. And it will be Methuen basketball. A minute into this third quarter. The lead 8 for the Rangers after the layup from Tierney. 3 turnovers here in the first half for the Redmen, and here's one on the Rangers. Illegal screen on number 12, Sam Filer. Second personal foul, first team foul. Palomino getting over the timeline. Gets a hard screen from Stovsan, but she's frustrated with the call.
That's going to be her third.
Illegal screen is on number 34, Maddie Stovsan, her third personal foul, first team foul. And that's the second picked up by Stovsan here in this ball game.
As both teams exchange illegal screens.
2-3 zone for the Redmen here. Trailing by 8, 1:30 into this third. Rangers around the perimeter they go. Rebound for Pitcher. Palomino with her head up. Try to work around Tardugno, and she's called for the foul. Methuen fouls on number 1, Brooke Tardugno, her third personal foul, second team foul.
Each ball club with a player with 3 fouls. Tardungo for Methuen with 3, and Stovsand for the Redmen with 3.
So the senior captain, Maddie Stovsand, will head to the bench with 3 fouls. Pitcher hard with the left, throws it off the backboard. Last off of Veets trying to grab the offensive board. Out of bounds, Methuen ball. Eight-point Ranger lead, 2 minutes into the third. Quick ball movement by the Rangers. Tardugno over to Tierney. Santiago splits the defense, now goes into Ryan. And the rebound for Christina Wentworth. Some strong defense by by Sam Ryan. And Pitcher throws it out of bounds. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
Just never really got control of it, Rachel Pitcher, on the fast break opportunity for the Redmen off of the Wentworth defensive rebound.
Kind of wanting to get that ball out as quick as possible. Mine moving a little bit too quick there for her hands. And off the backboard goes number 5, Kat Delap. Kat Delap. Rangers force a turnover in the front court once again, and a foul goes against the home team. Redmond fouls on number 33, Riley Veets, her third personal foul. Second team foul.
Against the tall Methuen ball club, you got to have Veets and Stavasano in the ball game, and both of them now saddled with 3 fouls, although Veets stays in the ball game.
The quick inbound, and it's a 3-pointer for Tierney. Caitlin Tierney for 3.
She's in double figures now with 12.
Make it 3 for number 3. Largest lead of the night for the Rangers at 13. The sophomore Santiago will slow things down for the Rangers. Leading comfortably with 13, excuse me. File sets her feet, misses the 3 ball.
And the foul on Delap, her second.
Methuen fouls on number 5, Kat Delap, her second personal foul, third team foul. Three team fouls for the Rangers, 2 for the Redmen here in this second half. Sam Ryan gets a nice drop-off pass from Palomino. Sam Ryan.
Excellent job by Palomino, breaking the defense at the timeline. Took it right to the free throw line, backdoor cut, bounce pass for the Ryan layup.
Redmen trying to work their way to get this game into single digits, and it's an offensive foul on the Rangers. Offensive fouls on number 5, Kat Delap, her third personal foul, fourth team foul. Redmen down by 11, 4 minutes and change left in the third. Palomino on the hard drive. The basket doesn't count. No basket. Methuen fouls on number 32, Tiana Santiago, a first personal foul, 15 foul.
And they called it on the floor, much to the chagrin of Redmond coach Joel McNall. So he badly wanted that N1 continuation, but didn't get it. But the Redmen have the basketball on the baseline.
Try to force the inbound into Wentworth, and they do. Brooklyn Negrishi, number 12, in for the Redmen. Wentworth pulls the trigger for 3. Halfway through the third. Rangers leading 28-17. Tierney throws it up, fouled on the way there. Redmond fouls on number 14, Sam Ryan, her first personal foul, third team foul. Caitlin Tierney will be at the line with 2 shots.
Already 5 in this period, 12 in the ball game for Tierney.
No good on the first.
It's quite a story, though, Andrew, coming back from a severe injury like that, showing no ill effects of it whatsoever. Quick at both ends of the floor for Methuen High.
She takes a deep breath on the free throw and knocks down the second. 12-point game. Lavarnia in for Wentworth.
She's now 4 of 5 from the free throw line, so you wonder if that injury may have affected her first free throw attempt there. But now with 13 in the ball game.
Rangers 12-point lead. You're trying to get out of here with a road victory. Ryan fouled on the way up. Methuen fouls on number 12, Samantha File, her 3rd personal foul, 6th team foul. Sam Ryan will be at the line with 2 shots.
I have File with 4 now. We'll have to see if they make that adjustment on the score clock or not. But anyway, Ryan now with 2 for the Redmen, makes the first.
The Redmen trying to claw their way back into this ball game. It's an 11-point game now with 10-point lead. Sam Ryan knocks down both. The sophomore number 20, Ava McKenna, into the ball game. File picking up her 3rd foul. She'll get subbed out. Methuen basketball, double-digit lead, 10.
Redmen back in that aggressive zone defense.
They're going to need to try to get back in this game. Tierney splits the defense. Hardugno. Strong box out from Palomino, but last off on her. Out of bounds, Methuen ball. Fresh 30 for the Rangers. Rangers will switch the floor, rotate it back for Tardugno. 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Santiago, she's left open on the wing. Lavarnia to the board.
Great job by Palomino on the block out. That allowed Lavarnia to come in and get that defensive rebound.
The lead remains 10 for Methuen. Both teams trying to break out of 500. The Rangers at 1-1. The Redmen are at 2-2. DeGrischi finds the open lane, goes hard with the left, nearly got the and one. Methuen fouls on number 20, Ava McKenna, her 1st personal foul, team limit. The Redmen are now in a 1-1 bonus.
Nice job by DeGrini to get
Brooklyn DeGrischi will be at the line with 2 shots.
Yep, Brooklyn DeGrischi at the line now with 2. Put her head down and headed to the bucket. Picked up the foul. Missed the first, however. She's got another one coming.
You like to see the aggression more of the Redmen offense here. First half, they were primarily sticking to the 3 ball. Hit a few of them. Wasn't able to cut in this deficit too much, but been much more aggressive here in the 3rd quarter. Hasn't resulted to many points, but something you want to see going into the 4th quarter of play.
Absolutely.
DeGrischi misses both at the line. 2:20 left in the 3rd. Rangers leading 29-19. McKenna tried to find a teammate, intercepted by Ryan. Her pass was deflected, and Catanzano has to tie it up on the floor.
It'll be Redmen basketball. And again, both ball clubs leaving it out on the floor. You love to see that.
Redmen keep possession.
Outstanding hustle by Catanzano, maintaining possession for Tewksbury.
Redmen on the floor with Catanzano, DeGrischi, Ryan, Lavarnia, and number 4, Becca Harris, making her 1st appearance of the season. Lavarnia for 3. Yeah, defensive board for Tierney. Under 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Rangers been holding on to a 10-point lead. Redmen want to get it into single digits before the 4th. An open shot is no good from Barron. Lavarnia hustling the other way. Sam Ryan open on the wing. McKenna pulls down the tough defensive board. Had DeGrici on her back. Minute 20 left in the quarter. Tierney off a screen, the runner. Ball bounces around, tie between Catanzano and McKenna. Some good sportsmanship there between the two players. Jump ball for the Rangers. Jump ball, Methuen takes possession. Santiago, quick off the inbound. Whole lot of bodies in the mix there of blue and white jerseys. The Redmen come out of the pack with it. Down by 10, 60 seconds left in the quarter. A cutting Lavarnia wasn't able to convert. Redmen want to stay tight on defense here and not foul. Tierney, Taylor guarded by fellow number 3, Lavarnia. Redmen keeping the Rangers at the perimeter here with 7 left in the shot clock. Foul against the Redmen. Costly. Redmen fouls on number 4, Becca Harris. Her first personal foul, 4th team foul.
Oh, look at the bright side. Just 4 ticks left on this shot clock now for the Rangers.
That's something that Coach McNaught wanted to avoid definitely in that possession. 4 seconds left. The Rangers get a fresh 30 out of it.
I'll check that now. The shot clock is off. My mistake.
Shot clock is dead. And Coach Middlemiss doesn't like what he sees. We'll take a TO. Timeout, Methuen. We'll stay with you here. 17.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Methuen in the lead, 10-point lead in their back pocket. Trying to take a double-digit lead into the fourth quarter against the Redmen with the ball.
And you got to remember back in that second period, Andrew, it was a 12-8 scoring advantage for the Redmen. They went on a run that cut the lead down to 3, I believe was as close as they got it. So Coach Middlemiss from Methuen realizing that with 17.4 seconds left in this third period, it's still just a 10-point ball game. And points are at a premium right now, so you certainly don't want to turn it over. And if you don't get a bucket here, if you're Methuen, you certainly want to make sure there's no time on the clock for Tewksbury to get a desperation heave or a foul or something like that. So because Methuen already over the limit, so just things to factor in as to why Coach Middlemiss went with that timeout here with 17.4 seconds left in the third.
Both teams been in a rut so far on offense as that lead's been stuck at 10 for the Rangers for a good amount of this tail end of the third quarter.
8-4 advantage thus far in this third period for the Rangers.
They took a 6-point lead into the break, leading 29-19 here with 17.4 seconds left in this third quarter. Rangers inbound. Ten left. Tierney pulls the trigger, short on the 3. Harris the board. Redmen want to push, 5 seconds left. Lavarnia, she'll take it herself. Too strong on the offensive end, and that'll do it for the third quarter. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score: the Methuen Rangers 29 and the Tewksbury Redmen 19. So the lead remains 10 for the Rangers as we go into the final 8 minutes of play. Can the Redmen make a final push here and try to steal this one back in front of the hometown fans? That question will be answered in the next 8 minutes. You're watching girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. We'll be right back. Both first-year coaches talking their teams in their respective huddles as we welcome you back to the Romano Gymnasium here in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. 8 minutes on the clock here in this fourth quarter. The Rangers leading by 10 in this all-important MVC girls basketball matchup. Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo here on Tewksbury TV.
See what the Redmen do with the first possession here of the fourth quarter, trying to cut into that 10-point lead.
This possession here in this fourth quarter is going to be a very important one. Down by double digits. Palomino throws it up. Jump ball, Methuen basketball. Jump ball, Methuen takes possession.
Now, Palomino had a good look at it, but the Rangers converged defensively on the baseline, shut down that shooting lane. And here we are now with the Rangers with their first possession of the fourth period, up by 10.
Redmond tight on defense, trailing by 10. Cutting through the defense is File, who throws it up for 2. Samantha File. Rangers get 2 on their offensive possession. The Redmen come out of the pack with 0. Stovsand, she'll take it. Good box out by Tardugno, able to allow some space for Santiago. Quick uplet for Tierney. Splits through the defense, draws the contact. Some clear frustration stowed by Maddie Stovsand as the foul goes against Sam Ryan. Redmond fouls on number 14, Sam Ryan, her second personal foul, 15 foul. Caitlin Tierney will be at the line with 2 shots.
Looking to add to the 13 points she already has.
And the Redmond defenders trying to argue that their hands went straight up and the contact was forced by Tierney when it wasn't needed to. She knocks down 1 at the line. As it's a 13-point ball game, a minute in the 4th. Redmond need to find a way to get points on the board and quickly. But only held to 19 points into this ball game. Palomino works her way through. Foul against Palomino on the baseline.
It's only her first.
Redmond fouls on number 11, Katie Palomino, her first personal foul, 16 foul. Rangers at 1-1, the Redmen are at 2-2. Redmond next home game will be here on Friday night at the Romano. Offensive foul against Methuen.
I think it was against Barron, her second.
I think so too. Methuen fouls on number 14, Ella Barron, her second personal foul, team limit. So since it was an illegal screen, the Redmen do not go to line. Jump ball. Jump ball. Redmond keep possession. Wentworth into the game, replacing Emily Pitcher. Redmond just haven't been able to find any rhythm in this ball game. Have not led once tonight.
And just 4 points scored here in this second half for the Redmen thus far.
Sam Ryan on the tough turnaround. Palomino picks up her second consecutive foul. Redmond fouls on number 11, Katie Palomino, her second personal foul, team limit. Methuen is now in a 1-1 bonus. Brooke Tardugno will be at the line shooting a 1-1. Misses the first. 2 minutes played in the 4th. 32-19 Methuen. Back to our feed. Palomino hit underneath the backboard. Methuen ball.
The lane got shut down quickly.
Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
File was over there to shut that shooting lane down quickly for Palomino, who had the backdoor cut on the left baseline.
Foul, kicking out for Santiago. Goes with the left. Nice little touch on the inside. Deanna's Santiago. Out of bounds. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
That was Santiago's first bucket since the first bucket of the ball game back in the first period.
It was a beautiful touch she put on that.
Yes, it was. Got it on the perimeter, used her strong side, the left. The ball fake up, couple of hard dribbles to the baseline side with their left hand and stopped quickly, and jump shot was good.
Methuen in the driver's seat, up by 15. Timeout taken by Coach Ryan Middlemiss. Timeout, Methuen. 5:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Rangers starting to break this one open. It's a 15-point ball game, their largest lead of the night. We'll step aside. And welcome you back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV tonight. Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo. The Rangers currently outscoring the Redmen 13-4 here in the second half. Has propelled them to their largest lead of the night, 15 with 5:24 remaining in the fourth. The Rangers trying to get to 2-1. Only playing 3 games so far this season. Stovsand on the steal. She'll pull it back. Thought about a 3. Lavarnia hard with the left. She'll get 2.
Santiago with the foul, her second.
Methuen fouls on number 32, Tiana Santiago, her second personal foul, team limit. Victoria Lavarnia will be at the line with 2 shots. Hits the first. The Redmen breaking that 20-point threshold.
Lavarnia with those 2 threes back in the second period as the Redmen went on that run to get it down to 3. She's now got 7 in the ball game.
Back iron on the second. Stovsand the board, and she's fouled. Santiago another one.
Very active Stovsand here in this fourth
Methuen
period.
Fouls on number 32.
Had the steal a moment
Santiago.
ago, and now she's got the offensive
Her third
rebound.
personal foul, team limit. The Redmen are now in the double bonus. Maddie Stovsand will be at the line with 2 shots.
No quit, number 34.
Senior captain doing her best to just try to lead by example. Been with the varsity team since her sophomore year. Has been trying to follow in the footsteps of the great Allie Wild that produced so well for the Redmen during her tenure here. Stovsand misses both. 3 minutes played in the fourth. Rangers up by 14. Lavarnia hits pocket Santiago. Stumbles to her feet. And another foul going against Methuen. I believe this is Santiago again.
That'll be her 4th now. In the matter of minutes, she's got 3 in the last 30 seconds here, it seems like.
Methuen fouls on number 32, Tiana Santiago, her 4th personal foul, team limit. Victoria Lavarnia will be at the line with 2 shots. And these are the moments that the Redmen got to take advantage of. 4:43 left in the fourth quarter. You're already in the double bonus. You got to get to the line as much as possible here.
Stops and points, all that matters right now.
To step in the right direction, the first made free throw for Lavarnia. She takes advantage of the mistake. Hits both.
3 of 4 here in this fourth period. She's got 9 in the ball game.
.430 left in the fourth. 12-point Methuen lead. Trying to get back to Methuen with a victory and an above 500 record. And a travel against Wentworth as she tried to get the pass off. Traveling violation, Methuen ball.
The Redmen realizing if the time is going to happen, it's got to start now. They've really increased their intensity at the defensive end of the floor here. Trailing by 12, 4:24 left in the fourth.
As you said, it's got to be a stop and score game. Tierney hits the floor hard. And a foul against the Redmen. Redmen fouls on number 25, Christina Wentworth, her 2nd personal foul, team limit. Caitlin Tierney will be at the line shooting a 1-on-1.
Got 14 in the ball game. Game high 14.
Tierney hits the first. 35-22, the advantage for the visitors. 14-point ball game. 4:20 left in the game. Redmond needs some points. Livarnia stolen away. Santiago gets her right hand in the lane. She goes right at Sam Ryan and draws the foul.
Not to be denied. She made the steal. She was
Redmond
taken
fouls
at the
number
length of the
14,
floor.
Sam Ryan, her third personal foul, team limit.
Ryan gave chase, made
Deanna
the
Santiago
foul
will be
at
at
the
the line
last
with
moment.
2 shots. Redmond will get a quick substitution here. Riley Veets in for Sam Ryan. Missing both is Santiago. Halfway through the fourth. Coach McNaugh's got to pull out all the stops here to try to mount a comeback. Stovsan, pick and pop. Pulled down by Tardugno. Stovsan with some good hustle. Methuen ball.
She's been hustling all over the floor here in this fourth period for the Redmen. An inch shy of knocking down what would have been a big 3 for Tewksbury as they now go to some full court pressure. Again, it's about stops and points, and it starts here with this stop opportunity.
The clock being the enemy of the Redmen right now. Coach Middleman is telling his team to slow down here on offense. No need to run any of the clock. Last out on the Redmen, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Out of bounds, Methuen ball. Tierney gets the inbound, just gonna have to throw it up. Hits the rim. 3 minutes and change left to play. Veets tries to go up with the right. Offensive board is off. Tardugno racing out of the pack with it will slow things down. The Rangers just trying to eat out the rest of the clock. Illegal screen on Methuen. An illegal screen is on number 1, Brooke Tardugno. Her 4th personal foul, team limit. Coach McNaught taking a timeout. Timeout, Redmond. We'll stick with you here. 2:42 remaining in this ball game. Methuen leading by 14. 36-22, trying to walk out of here with the victory and move to 2-1 here on this young season.
7-3 advantage thus far in this fourth period for the Rangers. All 3 points for the Redmen coming at the free throw line, 3 of 4 for Victoria Livarnia. So Coach McNaught takes that timeout. See what transpires as a result of that. And again, it's still, ball game's far from over. 2:42, it's just a 14-point advantage.
And just the biggest problem for the Redmen tonight has just been shot making.
Yeah.
Just not been able to knock down those shots on the offensive end. But you got to credit Methuen's defense. They've been all over them all night.
I was about to say that, Andrew. Good point. The fact that the way the tone was set early in the ball game by that Ranger defense, and Coach Middlemiss mixed it up defensively, showed some full court man, some full court zone, man-to-man on the half court, man-to-man zone on the half court, kept the Tewksbury offense off balance all night tonight.
One of the keys that we've really circled in, as you said, was the defense in Methuen, allowing 72 points to the Drake Middies back on December 21st. They have really flipped the script tonight. Have only allowed 22 here with 2:42 left in the ball game. Nothing really else to say. It's been the key to success.
Absolutely. Yep. And out of the timeout, they fall back to pick up at half court.
2:40 and counting to go in this game. Methuen up by 14. Catanzano goes hard to the cup, is blocked by the senior captain, D-Lap. And the foul against Wentworth. Redmond fouls on number 25, Christina Wentworth, her third personal foul, team limit. Methuen is now in the double bonus. Gat Delap will be at the line with 2 shots. Delap off on the first. Knocks down 1 of 2 for a 15-point lead. Lavarnia into the trees of the defense, blocked again. Delap right in the middle of it. Lavarnia getting another opportunity. This one, it's an easy 2. Victoria Lavarnia.
Double figures now for Lavarnia with 11.
You got to credit the junior on her great performance tonight. Wasn't able to get the start as Rachel Pitcher and Stovsan were inputted back into the starting lineup, but has done some good work off the bench for Coach McNall tonight. Under 2 minutes to go. Ganzano with the steal. 2-on-1, I should say. Viets, the bucket, and the foul.
They're going to call an offensive foul.
Excuse me. The offensive foul going against Viets.
How huge is that? Takes
Offensive
2 off the
fouls
board and would have had an opportunity for a 3-point play, which would have cut it to 10.
Personal foul, team limit.
Oh, that was a big play in this ball game.
I saw the Redmond bench initially jumping up as I immediately went to their reaction instead of seeing the call on the floor. My mistake on that. As you said, that's a big swing right there. Coach Middlemiss able to get the timeout off. Timeout Methuen. 1:27 to go in this ball game. Methuen up 37-24. Riley Viets being denied of 2 points at the other end.
And it would have been an opportunity for the conventional 3-point play, Andrew. And you know, with a 13-point lead, obviously, if let's say she converts, it's now 10 with a minute and a half to go, and it certainly makes things a little bit more interesting at that juncture. But much to the chagrin of Coach McNall, it was an offensive foul and erased the bucket off the board. So definitely a crucial point late in this ball game.
It was the loudest you heard this gym tonight, and then the saddest you've heard in this gym all night long.
We saw the oohs and ahs within a matter of seconds. And there was Coach McNall out on the floor near the hash mark in front of his bench, desperately pleading his case. Denied.
Methuen basketball just needs to milk away a minute 27 left, up by 13. Ten seconds left on the shot clock. You hear the countdown from the Methuen bench. On the floor goes Lavarnia. Jump ball will stay with Methuen. Jump ball, Methuen keeps possession.
Or does it? Now they're looking at it as Redmond basketball. And they do the right thing. The possession arrow was in favor of the Rangers, so they have the basketball with only 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
They go inside for File, who gets fouled, only taking 1 second.
File get out to that early.
Redmond fouls on number 3, Victoria Lavarnia, her second personal foul, team limit. Samantha File will be at the line with 2 shots.
Get out to that early, 8 points back in the first half. Just held to 2 here. Now make it 3 in this second half.
The Rangers definitely taking advantage at the charity stripe tonight. 15-point ball game with 70 seconds left. Riley Viets held on the way to the cup. Methuen fouls on number 5, Kat Delap, her 4th personal foul, team limit. Riley Viets will be at the line with 2 shots.
Exactly a minute left in this 4th. Viets gets the first.
Palomino and Emily Pitcher back into the game, placing Catanzano and Wentworth. Excuse me, Lavarnia and Wentworth to the bench. Catanzano will stay in. Got to credit a great performance tonight for Victoria Lavarnia off the bench for the Redmen. And one of the bright spots here tonight.
13 in the ball game.
Seen a good amount of hustle plays from her tonight.
Check that, 11 in the ball game for Lavarnia.
Rangers just want to work it around, and Tardugno puts a star on this one. Brooke Tardugno for 3.
Biggest lead of the ball game.
35 seconds and counting. On a motion from the Redmen. Catanzano off balance. Beats the board, but she stepped out of bounds. Out of bounds, Methuen ball. Redmen are going to keep tight on the pressure here with the full court press. Just 20.1 seconds left in the ball game. All Methuen needs to do is just get this ball over half court and take down the rest of the clock. Emily Pitcher getting her hand in on it. Out of bounds, Methuen ball.
Someone forgot to tell Emily Pitcher that that's what Methuen was looking to do. She covered about 25 feet in a hurry to knock that ball out of bounds.
Emily Pitcher, just a freshman, the younger sister of the senior captain, Rachel Pitcher. And Brooke Tardugno will just dribble out the rest of this clock. We'll dish it off to Santiago. And number 1 will dribble out the clock for the Rangers. It's a victory for Methuen. And that's the end of the ball game. The final score, the Methuen Rangers 42 and the Tewksbury Redmen 25. Fans, thank you for joining us tonight at the Romano Gymnasium. Have a safe ride home. Good night. So the Methuen Rangers picking up the road victory here against the Tewksbury Redmen. Methuen now 2-1 in the season. The Redmen dropped this one here at home. They are now 2-3. Vince, final thoughts for tonight.
Yeah, it was just defense. It set the tone early for the Rangers, and anytime that the Redmen had an opportunity to creep closer, it appears as though Methuen just turned up the intensity at the defensive end, and Tewksbury just did not have the weapons here tonight to get the job done. Something that Coach Middlemiss definitely going to be proud of. His team only allowing 25 points tonight. After just 2 weeks ago, 13 days, I should be more specific, they allowed 72 to the Drake Middies. Only 25 tonight in the victory. For our entire crew here at Tewksbury TV, Andrew Del Piana signing off along with Vince Allo. Your final one more time, Methuen 42, Tewksbury 25. Have a good rest of your Tuesday night. Signing off from the Romano. Good night.